What did we just watch? Hello, everybody. Hello. Wow. I much prefer that to start the season than the way the Knicks began their season last year. Let's start off by saying that 119 to 111 over the reigning number one seed in the Eastern Conference in the Cleveland Cavaliers last night at Madison Square Garden to open up your season. Couldn't beat that team at all last year. You went 0-4 against them. Had some really ugly losses. And overall, for as good of a season as the Knicks had, there was that whole narrative about the Knicks can't beat top competition, this and that. There weren't a lot of quality wins. The way to respond to something like that, especially after switching head coaches, is to do what the Knicks did last night. And at times, this game was not close. But again, they're playing an elite basketball team. So they made it close a couple of times, but they end up pulling away. And I think the biggest takeaway that all of us have is that was as advertised. Mike Brown's Knicks were as advertised in last night's game. Everything that everybody's been talking about, all the buzz terms and all the things to look for, we got it. You know, some of the things that we didn't get with Tom Thibodeau. We got unique lineup combinations. Much deeper rotation overall. Let's be honest, last year, Tibbs probably just runs 8 guys last night. Having no Mitch or no Hart. He probably even plays Hart. Mike Brown comes in, hey, I'm going to load manage on day one. Show you I'm not Tibbs. Not going to push it with Josh Hart. But I'm still going to run enough guys out there so we're not logging 40 minutes. The new look offense. Everyone's talking about. You saw it. Space, pace, motion. 3-point heavy attack. We'll talk about it all. It's one game. That's all it is. It's one opening day game. Opening night. But it seemed like the guys bought in last night. And it didn't seem like they were very disoriented. Didn't seem like a team that's going to take a while to adjust to this. And it's funny because the Knicks beat that Cleveland Cavaliers team last night while their 2 best players were not amazing. You know, Towns still finished with 19 and 11. Brunson still finished with 23 and 5. But neither of them were on their A games. This was not close to their best performances. Towns got into some early foul trouble again. You know, you saw some moments where him and a couple other Knicks like OG Anunoby were hesitant to shoot their threes. But he played through a grade 2 hamstring or a grade 2 quad strain. We'll see where that ends up. And yeah, he wasn't his best. Brunson's jumper was off, but he still got to the line. And he was working off ball. And so the Knicks win, again, 119 and 111. But I do want to start there. I feel like that's where we should start. Motion offense. There is a lot more motion and a lot more freedom in this half-court offense, in this system. And you saw from the very get-go, the first possession the New York Knicks had, there was a conscious effort to get Jalen Brunson off-ball looks. And we mentioned on the previous podcast that we dropped yesterday morning Now, as I'm recording this, it's Thursday night, the night after the Knicks won. We talked about in our previous episode how the Knicks gap help heavy scheme defensively, would that work against Cleveland, who runs a lot of wheel offense, right? They make a lot of cuts in wheel spacing. Well, it turns out Cleveland's early help scheme was exploited several times by the Knicks' wheel-heavy offense. And that's something you never saw under Tibbs last year. You never saw wheel spacing under Tom Thibodeau. A guy cuts to create space and remove help. You never saw that. Late in the third quarter, he had a couple of possessions. The first one I noticed, it's a Mikal Bridges Jamison pick and roll. Shamet cuts off the weak corner. Deuce relocates from the wing to the corner. Mikal hits Deuce as he relocates for an open three. That's exploiting help defense. Shamet's cut took away the help defender there. And Deuce's relocation delayed Lonzo Ball's closeout to him because he's focused on potentially sending help to Mikal. It's things like that. A few minutes later, or before, I don't remember if this was before or after, but right around the same time, the same exact play. Mikal, Jamison pick and roll. Deuce is the one now cutting baseline. Brunson's now relocating for a three. Again, exploiting Cleveland in help coverage. The first make of the game for the Knicks, this wasn't a wheel play, but they were exploiting Cleveland in help. Cleveland blitzes an OG Huck Porty pick and roll. So that left the Knicks with the numbers in the back. Huck makes a really nice pass out of the short roll to Towns on the wing. Towns draws the one help defender on the second side. So now Brunson's wide open for an easy three-pointer off the help. You know, there were a lot of moments like that last night where the Knicks were using motion to exploit. Screening and motion to exploit help coverage. And a lot of other moments last night where the Knicks were using Brunson off the ball to get him easier looks, to help him use his gravity to open up the floor, and just to save his legs for late in the game. How many times were the Knicks wings bringing the ball up? Mikal and OG initiating half-court actions. Brunson screening to get open looks. Brunson took the most catch-and-shoot three-point attempts he's ever taken as a Knick last night, 7. It was his lowest self-created field goal attempt percentage ever as a Knick, 56% last night. It's not a coincidence. A ton of efficiency is being created under this newer, quick-moving offense. They're just getting to everything much sharper and quicker. Early clock screening to get to a corner DHO. You saw a slash action last night where the Knicks ran pick and pop into DHO. A lot of pre-drive motion to put the Cavs in scramble. And that opened up an elite drive and kick game for the Knicks. Once they got their paint touches, took advantage of that, and they sprayed the ball. Mike Breen uses that a lot. Spray. How many sprays did they have? They had 21 sprays last night. That's how they're going to get their three-point looks. They took 43 point attempts last night, folks. That's what you want to see. The Knicks averaged in the low 30s last year. Not what you want. They took 43 point attempts. That's exactly where you want them to live. 40 plus. And they were good looks that they were getting. They were generating good looks because of the style of ball they were playing. So this style of offense, plus the unique lineup combinations that Mike Breen was throwing out there, is the perfect formula for success offensively. And I want to talk more about it when we get back from our first break.
Quick break here, guys. Stay connected with BD4 on social media. Follow us on Instagram and X at BD4Pod, and find us on Facebook by searching BD4. Don't miss out. Join the conversation.
Okay. You saw so many lineups last night that you did not ever see in the whole Tibbs era. I mean, you had a couple of different types of 5-out lineups. You had OG Anunoby at the 5 in the second quarter to counter Cleveland putting Mobley at the 5. Awesome. I don't really care about how the results looked. Keep going to that when you need to. How about just think that was part of that 3-guard lineup that was out there. You never saw that with Tibbs. That was like an unwritten Tom Thibodeau rule, was he was never going to go 3 guards. There was the whole issue with Grimes' playing time and Quickly's playing time. He didn't want to go 3 guards, right? DiVincenzo, it was like you had all these guys. Tibbs would refuse to put 3 guards out there unless you were a true wing. You wouldn't do it. You saw Deuce, Kolek, and Clarkson all on the floor together in that third quarter going on a 14-0 run. And I love that. I love that Mike Brown is not afraid to say, to hell with the defense first lineup. Let me ride with offense for a change. And they played defense. Don't let Deuce's size confuse you. Excellent point of attack defender. They went 5 out to close each half. Guys, close the game with Deuce McBride in the lineup with the starters. But having 5 out, 5 shooters on the floor, all spread out outside the perimeter, that's the way to go. And you saw late in the fourth quarter what happened. Atkinson blitzed Brunson. Atkinson put 2 on Jalen at the end of the game, and that hurt the Cavs because the Knicks were in a 5-out formation. That's going to pay dividends, man. Because if you don't send a double, Brunson's going to... That's an easy ISO for him. He gets the switch he wants, that's his. And if you send the double, well, now it's, Brunson swing to an open knockdown shooter. That is what the Knicks needed to see more of last year, and it's not what they got. And you're already seeing it day one of the Mike Brown regime. Some of Towns' attempts from the field were generated from 5-out spacing where he was able to isolate in space and attack. He went to 11 men last night. So it's everything you wanted to see offensively. Let's go to the defensive side of the floor. Because they showed up. The defense showed up. The approach was not perfect. I thought at times they sent a bit too much help. But that's going to be part of their attack. It worked well, and it went as planned for the most part. Sending early gap help, switching more at the point of attack, the communication in the back. That's what I noticed first and foremost. You had a possession. I'm going to go over a couple of possessions here. But you had one in the middle of the first quarter. The Knicks got a stop on a Spain pick and roll. Brunson and Mikal switch it. Yabu tags the roll, but recovers back out to the perimeter. And then Mikal Bridges makes a very nice dig to disrupt the drive. Yabu makes a great contest at the basket and forces a wild miss. Just defending on a string. That was team defense. Late in the first quarter, the Knicks get a stop on a double drag. Yabu's late to switch the action with Jamison off the second screen. But Jamison recovers back out to the opposite wing to force a swing and an eventual miss. This kid Jamison, I didn't know who he was before last night. Quick feet, very switchable. Kind of reminds me of Jericho Sims, but hopefully a little better. A few minutes later, the Knicks get another stop. Jamison switches with Brunson, but now Brunson's left on a mismatch off the switch. He's on Mobley. So Yabu switches in the back with Brunson to avoid that exploitation. Jamison does a nice job staying with his man up top in isolation. Mikal makes another great dig to force a turnover, but it's the switch in the back there that I loved. That kind of stuff didn't happen last year. You weren't communicating like that off the ball. Possession in the middle of the third quarter. Yabu's late to switch on an assignment again. Brunson notices, picks him up by rotating over to his man, forces a reset. Communication. Picking each other up. Communication. You didn't see that last year. Communication was the buzzword last year in the worst way possible. Defensive communication was not there. So I really liked the defense last night. I thought OG and Mikal were incredible defensively. On both ends, they were great, but the defense, Wingstop was there. Wingstop hopefully has arrived. I thought Bridges was good at the point of attack, but I thought he was very good when he was in help. Put on an off-ball clinic defensively. Using his athleticism, using his strength, using his wingspan. Helping, digging, stunting, recovering, closing, switching, trapping, just forcing stops, forcing turnovers. Thought OG was super impactful in his help role. He's just a demon of a help defender. And it really stands out when the Knicks play those non-defensive lineups, when you got those three guards, Clarkson, Kolek, and Yabu out there too, with the three guards. OG stands out because he's just helping everybody out who's maybe not great. But I liked what I saw from a lot of guys. I liked what I saw from Jamison. I liked what I saw. Even Yabu had some bad but good moments. Kolek got a stop at the basket. Towns didn't stick out defensively. Him playing some four helped. Wasn't on every single pick and roll. Deuce had some tough moments on Donovan Mitchell. That's going to happen. It's Donovan Mitchell. But I also thought he had some good stops on him. Great switch in the second quarter onto Donovan Mitchell. Kind of slows down his drive. Forces him into a tough miss in traffic. Brunson definitely had some inevitable moments. You know, I thought the Cavs in the second half a little bit were targeting him with ghost screen actions from Sam Merrill. It's not easy to switch that. They were kind of exploiting him a little bit. But overall, it was an impressive defensive effort. And yes, I know Cleveland was without Darius Garland and you know, one or two other guys, but the Knicks were without their two defensive weapons in Mitch and in Hart. So to hold the Cavs to 111 points while surviving Donovan Mitchell's 21-point third quarter and 31 points overall, it's impressive. Thought the effort was really good. Picking up full court. Picking up earlier in the clock. Really impressive defensive performance. We'll talk more about this Knicks game in a little bit when we come back. Stay with us.
Want more BD4? Subscribe to our YouTube channel and never miss an episode. Hit that like button, drop a comment, and share with your fellow fans. Don't forget to ring that bell so you're always the first to know when a new video drops.
Let's talk about the bench unit. 35 points for the second unit last night. This is a second unit that barely existed last year. You had again, three guys play. How many times last season you look up and you saw 10 combined points from the second unit? 35 points for the bench unit last night. Some really strong defensive performances, as we said. But I thought Ariel Hukporti looked really good in his first start. And I don't know if Ariel Hukporti is going to be playing for much longer if Mitch does return soon. But for now, he's their guy. And you see the talent. You see the skill. He's always been a very good short roll playmaker. You saw it right out the gate, making plays out of the short pick and roll. Gets to his floater pretty well. Had a strong finish off of a baseline out of bounds inside pass. And he did a nice job defensively. Now, again, he still needs to work on his pick and roll positioning when he's in drop coverage. But I really liked what I saw from Ariel Hukporti. There's something there. Same thing, Tyler Kolek, really strong game. People gave up on Tyler Kolek after Summer League. Kind of an up and down preseason. Ended it better. But he displayed some really nice aggression last night. I was shocked to see him get minutes at all. He came in the first half, got some minutes. I'm like, okay, we're doing Tyler Kolek. And he was really good. You know, really aggressive. Pull up 3-pointer over Jared Allen in the second quarter. Playing pick and roll with Cat and Huck. He attempts a pull up 3 off of a Hukporti ball screen. Nice finish off of a Towns ball screen. Another nice take to the rim, coming off a Cat ball screen at the end of the third quarter. Really nice floater to exploit the help on Deuce by stampeding the catch on one possession. Some great passing as usual. This kid's such a skilled passer. He's really skilled. The ball reversals, can drag out a pick and roll. He can hit the second side, threading the needle to find OG as the trailer in transition. Busted the Cavs 3-2 zone on one possession with a really nice skip pass to the weak corner. I like Tyler Kolek's potential still as a backup point guard in this league. I think the Knicks should give him a shot. And I don't think people should be giving up on him because of summer league games. Again, Yabu and even Clarkson had some good and bad moments. Talked about Jameson. So it was a really good, productive night for the Knicks second unit. And I'm looking forward to be saying that a lot more this year because this guy's willing to go from 9 to 11 guys any given night. He's not going to stay 7-8 the entire year. That's already a plus. Deuce McBride. I mean, how great was Deuce? How great was Deuce? Talk about the second unit. Deuce McBride. We're going to give him our first Bing Bong game ball of the year from the reserve Knicks. 15 points for Deuce. Did it on 57% shooting. He was 4 for 7 from 3. Really, really nice performance by him. Timely 3-pointers. He always knocks down timely threes, just within the momentum in the game to give the Knicks momentum or to stop a run from the other team. Always knocking down big-time shots. High arc, it's high release. It's such a hard shot to block. And on the other end, playing really good defense at the point of attack. Helping slow down Donovan Mitchell there towards the end. So Deuce McBride, again, 15 points, 2 rebounds, an assist, a steal, 2 turnovers, shoots 57% from the field, 67% on his threes, was 3 out of 4, 75% of the line, was a plus 17 across 26 minutes last night. Deuce McBride, awesome performance. Didn't expect him to start. I had a feeling they'd go Hukporti, but Deuce did play. Again, he played a lot of minutes. And he made every minute of it worth it. Great value. Let's hand out the game ball from the starting unit to OG Anunoby with perhaps the quietest big time game of his career. Big time game, but nobody even like look at he 24 points, 14 rebounds, 3 steals and a block. And nobody's talking about it. Guy who comes into this game, I don't know if he was questionable or probable with the ankle injury. Maybe looked a little bit slow at first, but huge performance, big performance from OG. Again, you want to talk about timely baskets, knocked down the big corner at the end. He was all over the boards, took it to Evan Mobley. I was very impressed with his DHO offense. Handoffs are a big part of this system. Obviously knocking down his corners. Obviously great in help coverage. Loved his two-way play. What a performance by OG Anunoby. 24 points again, 14 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, a block, 4 turnovers. Don't care about that. One of them he slipped on the floor. 38 minutes, played the most minutes of any Knick last night. But they were deserved. OG Anunoby. Great night for him. So, folks, that's it. That's all we got. The Knicks win 119-111 and 1-0 to start this season. They will stay at Madison Square Garden to host the Boston Celtics. This will be the first time, obviously, these two teams are meeting since the Knicks knocked the Celtics out in the semifinals. So they meet tomorrow night at Madison Square Garden. That's not on MSG. So unfortunately, we're going to go 2 games in a row without Breen. Well, maybe they do get Breen. Since he's doing national TV right now. We'll see. Knicks Celtics tomorrow. Celtics are 0-1. That's nice. Obviously, they were without Jason Tatum. We'll see where the Knicks are injury-wise. It's looking like injuries are going to be a part of this thing early on here, so hopefully it's something they get over, and hopefully they're just being cautious. But good win, man. Fun night, and I'm excited for this thing. So I appreciate you all. Let's head to our final break one more time, and we'll get back and wrap it up with our trivia question. Stay with us.
Love BD4 but don't have the time to sit down and watch? Don't forget to subscribe on Apple Podcasts and Spotify so you never miss an episode. And if you're enjoying the show, leave us a 5-star rating and a quick review. It helps us grow and keeps the conversation going.
All right. I do not have the graphic, if you're watching the pod, in front of me, but our trivia question of the day for this episode. OG Anunoby had 14 rebounds last night to tie a career high. Which team was that career high with prior to last night? All right. So that's your trivia question. Let me know the answer wherever you can reach me. Folks, that's it. We're going to wrap it up right here. I appreciate it. The Knicks win 119-111 over the Cavs. Game 1 of 82. Looking forward to a really fun season and a season that's got a lot of expectations. Expectations can really make you sad, really make you mad, really make you happy, really make you glad. We'll see where we end up in the summertime. But take it day by day. Enjoy the ride. I appreciate you all tuning in. Episode 914 of BD4 in the books. Appreciate it. See you soon. Later. Hey guys, thank you for listening to BD4. Be sure to follow us on social media, subscribe to us on YouTube, and give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. We'll see you next time.